I use AI daily at this point. I don't make any business decision without running it through AI. Our AI agent sells and schedules inspections and services for us through text message chats and stuff. So now we are getting customers without even actually talking to the person.
This podcast is sponsored by Action Coaching. If you're a home service business owner, ask yourself this: are you constantly chasing new leads or just keeping the business growing? Ben Jordan built a $100 million plumbing and HVAC company. Inside the Action Group, he teaches contractors how to create recurring revenue, strengthen leadership, improve sales, and build systems that reduce the owner's day-to-day involvement. Members get weekly coaching, practical templates, proven scripts, and strategies designed specifically for home service businesses. If you want to get out of the truck, build something that runs without you and creates real wealth, check out the Action Group on School and book your free consulting call.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Builder's Bible podcast. I'm here with John Stopka. John is the founder of Liberty Pest Control out there in Kentucky. John, thank you so much for joining the show.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Well, John, give our audience maybe a little bit of your background. How did you get into the pest control world, and what is sort of the creation story of Liberty?
So I got into pest control when I was 19. Me and my wife had our second child on the way, and I was managing a Wendy's at the time and just realized that was not a solid income for our families. Ended up looking for a different career, kind of fell into pest control and did sales for several years for Orkin, and then ended up starting my own company with my business partner, and that was in February of 2024 is when we started.
Wow. Okay. So somewhat recent. John, what is sort of the growth process looked like? Was it just you and your partner day one, and then where have y'all kind of grown to now? Whether that's from a revenue standpoint, a staffing standpoint, what's kind of the growth process looked like?
Yeah, we started from zero. We didn't buy another company or anything like that. So we started right at the gate, and we grew rather quickly, which was the goal. This year we're chasing the $2 million mark with plans to open up another office next year.
Congratulations, man. That's so cool.
Thank
What
you.
do you feel like currently? What are a few sticking points that y'all are having, some issues you're trying to solve, and then what are a few things you feel like are going well in your business?
Yeah, there's always, it seems like every time I turn around, there's something that's got to be solved, right? And that happens when there's fast growth. I think once we got over the $1 million mark, you start really running into realizing you need structure in your business. If you're under 1 million, you can kind of get through with a couple, 2 or 3 techs and yourself running it and just get there, right? But once you get over that mark and you want to get to the next million, structure becomes really important. So that's been a big focus for ours here recently. And, we put a management team in place to help us organize a lot of that too. So just solving those in-office communication problems and even out in the field communication issues. So
Yeah, absolutely. Have y'all seen, I always love to talk about AI with blue collar guys. Have y'all seen AI sort of take a leap in the blue collar world? How do y'all feel like you've been utilizing it? What's that sort of looked like for you guys?
Oh yeah, I use AI daily at this point. I don't know that I do make any business decision without running it through AI. It's a great brainstorming partner for one. That's one of the most basic things I think people use it for. But going much beyond that, that's how we create our company documentations. It's how we've created pay plans, things that would have taken hours to draft, just even a document, and to organize it, in Microsoft Word or something like that. We can now do in less than 10 minutes. Our AI agent sells and schedules inspections and services for us.
Yeah.
Through, text message chats and stuff. So now we are getting customers without even actually talking to the person. So we use it in so many different ways.
Yeah. That's awesome.
This episode is brought to you by Corberry Digital. If you own an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, roofing, or home service business and you're tired of wondering where your next lead is coming from, you need to check out Corberry Digital. Corberry specializes exclusively in helping home service companies dominate their local markets through SEO, Google Ads, local service ads, websites, content marketing, and lead generation systems that actually produce a measurable ROI. Their team doesn't just focus on clicks and impressions. They help contractors lower customer acquisition costs, increase qualified leads, and build a marketing engine that scales. What I like about Corberry is they understand the blue collar space. They aren't trying to be everything to everyone. Their entire focus is helping trades businesses win in their backyard and generate more profitable jobs. If you're looking to grow your business, improve your online visibility, and build a marketing system that works, visit Corberry.com and schedule a strategy session with their team. That's Corberry.com. Tell them you heard about them on the podcast. What's up, everybody? This podcast is sponsored by Grimes Financial Advisors. You've spent time and energy building a successful business, but here's the question. Do you have a real retirement plan or just a pile of investments? Our friends at Grimes Financial Advisors specialize in helping business owners and families create a clear roadmap for retirement through their proprietary retirement blueprint. Instead of focusing only on investments, they look at the entire picture: income planning, taxes, long-term care, legacy planning, and making sure your money is actually working for the life you want to live. I've gotten to know Dustin personally. One of the things that I respect most about him is he believes every financial decision should fit into a bigger plan. You shouldn't just chase returns. So whether you're 5 years from retirement or simply want a second opinion on your financial strategy, I highly recommend reaching out to Dustin and his team. Visit Grimes Financial Advisors to schedule your consultation and start building your own retirement blueprint.
John, what does an average day look like for you? I'm always curious with founders or owners. What are you spending most of your time on? What's kind of an average day look like for you?
It's different every day to a point. So as we're, like I was explained earlier, we need structure in the business right now. And if we want to get to the next point of business, there's just a lot of back end things that need to be created, systems that need to be created, or whatever it may be. So most of my days I'm in the office, and I usually pick a large project per week, and that is my focus for that week to draft. So I spend a lot of time in the office. My service manager runs a service team. I'm still involved with our sales guys quite a bit. They call me when they need to make deals and stuff like that out in the field. But primarily, I'm in the office at this point.
Okay. Yeah, that's super cool. And you talked about systems, implementing systems. I know that is extremely important, especially with y'all are at right now. What have you found recently? Has there been a specific system that you've implemented, something you've put into place that has worked really well for you guys?
Yeah, there's been several, and it could be something as simple as having a standardized rate card.
Yeah.
That's something that's just always in development, and you think you have a rate card and everything's clear, and then, oh, hey, well, what do we do when we run across this? And you're like, God dang,
Right. I know.
Let me redo everything. So it could be little stuff like that, or it could be in-office communication. So we're moving over to Slack right now.
Oh, cool.
For all of our, so for all of our office communications a year ago, just a text message thread worked okay, right? You just needed to get a group text going with all the guys, or, it worked. But now we have the CSRs in here, we have the leadership team, we have the techs, we have the sales guys. So it just needs to be a bit more organized. And with Slack, there's also integrations you can use too. So our company admin email, for example, we're going to be having those the emails that are going through the admin email, and that could be people responding for reschedule requests or new leads that come in, whatever it may be. Those can filter through to Slack into designated channels.
Yeah.
That way there's just a much more streamlined communication for everyone. And that I'm actually still building that out this week is kind of my project. My goal is to have that finished by next Wednesday. So
okay, cool. Tell us a little bit about pest control. I think most of us have a general idea what that means. Is that any and everything from like there's mice in your home to there's wasp nests to there's a bobcat in my backyard? Like, give us kind of the rundown of what y'all take care of.
So every pest control company is structured differently, and you have some companies who only do residential pest control and nothing else, and they're super niche, and you have others who were commercial only. With us, we do several services. We do residential and commercial, and we are in a smaller market right now, by the way. The city that we are based out of has a population of about 25,000 people. So we do diversify a little bit just because we are in a smaller market. But residential, commercial pest control, we do some wildlife. If it's a structural issue, like a raccoon getting inside an attic, we'll take care of that. If you got a raccoon eating your vegetables in the garden, we're not taking care of that, So we do structural wildlife. We don't touch bobcats or nothing crazy like that. And we do quite a bit of home service work too. So a lot of realtors in our market, they need termite inspections, but they also need issues in the crawl space, which is vapor barriers, fungus treatments, stuff like that for moisture-related issues. So that's a big part of our revenue as well.
Okay. And so walk me through someone, has something, a raccoon, like you said, is this something where you guys are getting a phone call? Are they filling out a quote? Because I imagine sometimes there's urgency behind some of these requests,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's the biggest thing about pest control is it's an urgency-based business. So
Yeah.
most of our qualified leads are calling because they have an issue and they've either tried fixing it themselves and now they're fed up with it, or they don't know how to fix it themselves and they're still fed up with it. They need someone now. So it's definitely an urgency business, and ants in the kitchen are just as big of an urgency as raccoons in your attic. It doesn't matter which one it is. It's a bug, it's a pest, and people want it gone today. So yeah, it's definitely an urgency-based business.
Yeah, because it definitely seems like if you miss a lead coming in, it's likely that person's called around by now, and just whoever can get there the quickest is probably who people go with in those types of situations.
Yeah, and that's also where the value in our service comes from too. We don't have to be the cheapest service. We just have to be the first ones to answer the phone and the first ones to get there and do a good quality service.
Yeah, I love that.
This episode is brought to you by 10X Nerds. If you're a business owner doing real revenue, there's a good chance you're overpaying in areas you haven't even looked at. Things like credit card processing, insurance, telecom, and more. 10X Nerds comes in, audits your expenses across 30 plus categories, and finds immediate savings. And here's the kicker. They only get paid if they save you money. It's a complete no-brainer. If you want to keep more of what you make, go check them out at 10xnerds.com. This episode is brought to you by my friend Silas Lagoy over at ForgeMark Wealth. If you're a high-income business owner or professional and feel like you're getting crushed by taxes, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. ForgeMark Wealth specializes in advanced legal tax strategies and wealth planning designed to help you keep more of what you make, grow it efficiently, and actually build long-term freedom, not just income. If you're making serious money but don't have a real strategy behind it yet, I highly recommend connecting with Silas and his team.
What would you say, John? Is there anything that y'all feel like separates your business from other competitors? Anything that y'all have been focusing on? What would you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, so one of our biggest focuses as a company is our team culture. I think that is really the pillar of our company and what holds us together and is a big factor of why we're growing, because everyone's behind the same vision. But when you have a good team culture and you have people who genuinely care about their company, their job, they're happy to show up every day, well, they're also going to be happy to service your customers. They're going to want to do more for those customers. If you have people that are miserable and they hate their job and they don't want to be here, you're probably not going to get the best service from them.
So true. Yeah.
I think that separates us a lot is the amount of effort we really put into creating a culture here.
That's so awesome. I love that. I think blue collar specifically, it seems like that's just of utmost importance. Maybe the last couple questions here, and then we can let you go, John. We really appreciate your time. Maybe talk to us about some of y'all's 2026 goals from a growth staffing perspective. What are some of y'all's plans to continue to grow this year?
Yeah, so we're already pretty well staffed to hit our goals. We have another employee that's fixing to start, and we should be pretty fully staffed for the year. We'll be at 13 employees. I think that number's right. Might be including myself in it. 12 or 13 employees, and we're staffed to do $2 million in revenue this year. So that's the goal.
And do you feel like, obviously y'all have a smaller market, but has growth been pretty continual with each year, or is it common that oftentimes you'll just hit a random year where you all of a sudden double revenue? Or I know that would probably be challenging with the size of the team, but
no, it's been it's been very consistent, very fast growth. Like I said, this is just our third year in business, and last March we were over 200% year-over-year growth from March of last year.
Wow. Yeah, that's so
February,
awesome.
Yeah. So February of this year, we were, I think, 150% year-over-year growth from last February. The growth has certainly not slowed down, and we do pour a lot into marketing efforts, and we try to stay pretty involved in the community and have worked really hard to get our name out there as much as possible so we can continue that growth.
That's so good, man. Well, John, thank you so much for doing this. Last question here. Would there be any piece of advice that you would give to a younger guy that's looking to either buy a company, start a company, just as you kind of look back from what you know now, what would be some advice you would give a young guy like that?
Yeah, if you're a young guy that's looking to purchase or start a company, I think your network is one of the biggest factors there. You need mentors and people that you can lean on that can help you fix decades of mistakes that they have probably learned. I would not be here without the many mentors that I have in my life. That's been something that's been important to me for years, is learning and absorbing from other people who have had service-based businesses and have grown them to the point of where I want to be. So I think before starting a business or in the very, very early stages of it, one of the first things you need to do is search out those type of people.
John, where can our audience find you guys? You guys got a website, I assume. Are you all on social media as well?
Yeah. I mean, you can search Liberty Pest Control on Facebook, and if you want to follow the business page, you can search me personally on Facebook. That's most commonly where I'm at.
And well, thanks again, John, and thanks everyone for joining. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, man.